everybody, and welcome back to Beanie Boo Safari. The second edition of my printables is finally here! It's been an incredibly long process of designing and testing and printing out and putting together, but finally I'm getting around to filming the actual video, and now it is actually out. So that is what today's video is all about. I'm going to be showing you how to print out the printables and how to put some of them together. But if you do not know what my printables are, they are something that you can print out off your computer, and then once you printed it out, you can cut it out and fold it together to make a perfectly Beanie Boo sized prop that I designed all myself. I am super proud of them, and they are completely free for personal use. And you don't have to give me credit or anything. I just ask that you don't claim them as your own, like you don't say that you made them, because clearly you didn't. So yeah, they're completely free. You don't have to say anything or do anything. You just print them out. There's a link in the description that will take you to Dropbox. Then you click the printer icon and you can print right off of Dropbox, or of course you can download it and print it your own way. Now, if you don't know what my printables are, I highly suggest that you check out my first printable video that I made, and that will be in the description along with right here. And then I suggest that you come right back here, because I'll be explaining stuff in further depth in that video, and also I'll be explaining some things that were in the first iteration of these printables. And then if you go to my actual printables file, you will see the stuff that I mentioned here, but you also see different stuff that was from the first time that I made the printables. So yeah, I explain all that stuff there. So yeah, I just suggest you go over there to check that out, and then come right back over here, because I'm going to be explaining more stuff and how to fold everything together. Wow, that was quite the mouthful. If you have any questions or you don't understand something, feel free to say all of them in the comments. I will be totally happy to respond. So please say them in the comments. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Now let's get on to the actual printables. So sadly, my footage got deleted for my intro and kind of introducing what these sheets look like in real life. So yeah, I've already cut them out and stuff, and then I realized that my footage got deleted, so I'm really sorry you can't see them in person. I said that there are 15 whole pages. Yes, 15 whole pages. Last time I did the printables, it was only 5, but now we've got 10 more. So now we have 20 pages in total, including the last one, which is a lot. There is a ton of stuff I'm really excited to show you. But yeah, I'll just put up on the screen me scrolling down like what they look like, so you can kind of get an idea of what the pages look like. And yeah, I was going to say, so now we're going to cut them out, but of course I've already done that because the footage got deleted, so yeah. When you are cutting things out, I just would like to say that with these tables, yes, they're going to be tables, you are supposed to cut on the dotted line and not the non-dotted line. So you cut all the way around the edges, and then you're supposed to cut a slit stopping here, just so you can fold it properly. So I'll explain how to fold these together later on in the video. Also, with this guitar, yes, it's going to be a guitar, it is going to look awesome. I wasn't able to get it without the colored blocks on the sides, so you're just going to have to cut around those blocks like this, and then cut the slits inside of here and such. I'll explain everything once I actually explain how to put this together, so if you're not sure how to cut it out, then I will show you. With these cereal boxes and normal boxes, you also want to be careful not to cut off the little tabs, because those are going to help us put these together and make them actually 3D. And then the last little disclaimer when cutting is to be careful of the little tips of these leaves, just because they are really thin and they are really fragile, so you might want to put some extra little white space on there, because you're not going to be seeing probably up till here. I'll explain later. This is going to be a beautiful and lush plant. So now I'm going to give you a tour of everything that is included in the 15 pages of new additions. Quite a few of these things have to be folded together, so just keep that in mind, and I'm going to show you how to do that very soon. But some of them, they don't need any folding together requirements, like you don't have to put them together at all, you just cut them out and they're ready to go. And of course, if you would like, you can add your own embellishments and stuff. You are totally free to do whatever you want with these. You can color them, make them different colors, cut things off if you think that they look better without whatever you think fits. 5 of these wonderful sheets. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we go. 5 of these sheets are kind of backgrounds and flooring. So this is a pretty little yellow floral background that you can hang up here as kind of a substitute to scrapbook paper. And then we have got 2 each of 2 different wooden. We've got a dark rustic one that you can use as a backdrop, or of course you can use it as flooring. And then we have got 2 of these lovely white kind of wood. You can as well use these as a backdrop or floors. Then we've got these 2 large sets of lockers that you can use for a school scene or something. They are super helpful and they look awesome. In my previous set of printables, I only had 2, oh wait, no, even 1 locker, but now I decided to make a whole set so you can have your whole camera angle set with lockers. And of course you can add the locker that was in the previous one onto it, and maybe you could make it a door and make it a flap or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can do. Now we're going to move on to the actual props. I'm going to speed run this because we have got a lot to get through. So these are soon to be little baskets. I will tell you how to fold them together, and they will be little matching cartons that you can store things in. This is going to be a wonderful and lush plant, and it's going to be a lot of cutting out, but it's totally going to be worth it. This is going to be a Amazon or Bunazon package, and it's going to be actually able to open and everything like that. Cereal boxes and waffle boxes. This one you can actually customize for yourself, so you can draw whatever you would like on this and make it your own cereal box. But then these are 2 cereal boxes and a waffle container. Is going to be our super awesome guitar, which you saw previously, and I'm so excited to fold this together. These are going to be our lovely tables. There's one with a light wood and marble, and then a dark wood and a gray wood. There is 4 of each color, so that leaves 8 whole desks in total. So you could have probably like 2 classrooms with this, or you could have it in the kitchen, or they could be coffee tables. There are so many uses for these. There are cabinets that you can put in a kitchen or a bathroom. Pictures, pictures, pictures. I have so many picture frames. A lot of these are your guys' request. Like, I have some legacy characters in here, and I have Pixie and Chewie just as you guys asked. So yeah. There are quite a few beanie bills included. We've got some magazine and catalog covers that we are going to make thicker to look a little bit more like magazines and such. We've got different accessories and things to put on shelves and walls. We've got quite a few really adorable posters, as well as a TV, refrigerator, door, dresser, corkboard, and chalkboard. Those are all of the lovely props that are included in this edition. So let's get into teaching how to fold them together and stuff. A lot of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory and needs no further folding or assistance after it's been cut out. Although some other stuff like this needs a little bit more work done, so I'm going to show you how to fold them together and make them amazing. For a lot of this stuff, you will probably need tape, glue, or scissors. Alright, I'm going to start with these cereal boxes. I recommend coloring this in if you're going to before you fold it. It'll just make things a little bit easier for you. But yeah, these guys all fold the same, so I'm just going to show you on this one right here, and you can repeat the process for these 2. The first thing that you're going to want to do is to fold and crease on all of the little white lines, just to make it a little bit easier for when it comes time to actually fold. There we go. Now I've folded and unfolded all of the little lines. Now you're left with a unstable box like thing. So the next step is to take the top front flap and put glue on the front and the back of that. Then you are going to press down these 2 little flaps and then put this one on top. Then after that, you close it all off with the top flap and hold it until it dries. After it is dry, you repeat on the other side. Also, if you would like, you can use tape with this, but I just think that glue looks a little bit cleaner. And there you have it. Your little Crispy Flakes cereal box is complete. It is double-sided with the logo, and on each thinner side there is a nutrients facts table and an ingredient. And before you close up the bottom, you could totally actually put little beads or little cereal bits inside and open up the top to make it look like it's actually open. But I'm just going to leave mine like this because I want it to maybe be inside of a grocery store. The waffle box is very similar to the cereal box, and it is basically the same thing, it's just the shapes are a little bit different. So I decided to explain it again just in case people were having trouble, and yeah, this is a little bit different. So just like the cereal box, the first step is to crease all of the different lines and edges. Okay, now that everything's creased, you're going to take this top flap and use your glue stick or tape and just glue or tapes a little bit on there, and then we're going to close it up on the opposite end just like this. I sometimes like to collapse it just to make it a little bit easier to press down, but there we go. Now we've got a little bit of a wobbly box, so we're going to hold it until it dries, and then we'll work on these ends. Okay, now that it's dry, we are going to take this front flap, and then we are going to, just like the cereal boxes, put glue on the front and the back. Alright, then we're going to fold these two smaller flaps inward and fold this flap that is glued over top like that, and then finally this flap goes on top. Now on the waffle box, the flaps are a little bit shorter, so I do recommend putting a little piece of tape so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, so I put a little piece of tape. Now we're just going to repeat the whole process on this side. And there we have it. We've got a nice Waffles Original with no artificial flavors or colors. And it's double-sided, and then we've got the nutrients facts table on both sides along with the ingredients. Now we are going to move on to how to make these desks. So there are 8 desks and 4 of each color, and they all fold the same. So I'm going to demonstrate on this one, and I will show you how to fold it. It is super duper simple. So just like everything else, we are going to start by creasing all of the black lines, assuming that you have cut on the 2 dotted lines on each end. Okay, now everything is folded and looking a little bit weird, so what we're going to do is we are going to take these 2 flaps right here, and we are going to put glue on the outside of them. Okay, now that both sides are glued, we are going to put this flap behind this one, just like this, let it all fold together and press and hold. And then we are going to do the same for the other side, just like this. Put this one behind that one, and there we go. We have got a perfectly working desk. Now these are a little bit floppy, so if you were to put anything very heavy on it, I don't know if they would hold. If you would like, you could glue a few wooden dowels on the insides of it to make it a little bit more sturdy. So now you can repeat that super simple process for all of the desks you would like, and there, you've got 8 whole desks if you want. So yeah, there are 4 marble ones and 4 ones that are like this, so you could probably have 2 sets of classrooms, or I like to use them as kind of kitchen counters, or of course you could use them in the bathroom, or they could be side tables, or it doesn't matter. You can use them for almost anything, and they are super sleek looking and super easy to make. Of course, you could always trace all of these things and use them again. You could use the patterns again with your own textiles and such, and you can make different kinds and different shapes and different colors of desks. You can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit with these things. Or what the marble ones look like, just for reference. And a cool thing about the marble ones is that they can be printed in black and white. These are what they look like in black and white. They're a little bit darker, a little bit more rich and pronounced, and these ones are a little bit more soft and a little bit more peachy, but I definitely recommend printing them. If you don't have a color printer, you can print these in black and white, and they look perfect. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to fold this Bunazon box. And you guessed it, the first thing that we're going to do is crease all of the edges. And there is a sneaky little edge right here, and it is supposed to be a flap, and so right where it starts going inwards, that is where you need to fold. Alright, everything's folded and creased, and it looks kind of crazy right now, but the first thing that we're going to do is take this side right here, the one with the arrow, and then the matching side, the one with the caution fragile side, and we are going to take these flaps here, the one on the end, on both sides, and put glue on them, and then fold them upward like this, and then make sure that they stay. I'm sorry if that didn't really make sense. I'm going to show you now, so it's not very confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this little end piece, and then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the front of the white flaps like that. And now that there is glue on the flaps, we are going to push them up and press them against this side right here, like so, and then we'll press and hold until the glue dries, and then repeat on the other side like this. So now we've got the beginnings of a box. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take this unglued side and take the front of both of these tabs, including this one, this front one, and put glue on it and then lift it up into here to close the box. Alright, now I've got glue on both the edges, and we are going to line it up with the box and press until it dries, and do the same on the other side. Make sure they're both inside. And there we go, our box is done. It can actually open and close if you would like it to. You can put a little piece of tape to keep it closed, or you could have it be open and being unboxed. And of course, if you would like it to stay closed, you can glue these two white tabs on the top closed, and then it will just stay as an Amazon box. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the lovely Bunazon box. We have got a bunch of really cool details on this, and the fact that it opens is really cool. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is make this plant. This one is a little bit more tedious and different than the ones that we have been doing previously, and it involves a lot of small cutting. That's why I left these leaves to cut. Like, I didn't cut them out individually. It's a lot. You need tiny scissors. If you've got nail scissors, they might help if they're sharp enough, but you can totally make do with large scissors. So this one has these leaves and then this, and you will need glue for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these out, and I'm going to leave a little bit of white in between where the green bar is and where the actual stem is, just because it will be very fragile there. And yeah, it's not a lot holding it up, so I'm just going to add a little bit of reinforcement by not cutting all the way to the stem. Okay, now that you've got all your leaves cut out, you are going to find the matching leaf. So each leaf has a double, and then you're going to glue each one with the white side down together back to back. An example is this leaf. It has a reversed double, so all you have to do is make sure that the colored side is facing outwards, and you glue them back to back together. And then you do that with each leaf. After you're finished gluing each leaf together, then you can go ahead and refine the edges to make sure that there are no white borders or anything. Okay, so now that all of the leaves are double-sided, we are going to take this strip and we are going to apply glue on the white side. Now that there is glue on here, we are going to place our leaves like this, right onto the glued part, and we're going to do that with all 5 of the leaves until they are all in a row. Now that all of the leaves are in a row, what we are going to do is we are going to roll this little strip into a small cylinder. Alright, after you've rolled it and glued into a cylinder, you have got the most adorable little desk plant to place in your Beanie Boo sets. You can arrange the leaves how you would like, and it just looks so cute and so real, and I really want to make more of these in the future. If your plant is having trouble standing up, then I'd suggest putting a little button on the bottom of it just so that it can stand up a little bit easier. Alright, this craft is a little bit more like the cereal boxes and such. So there are 2 of these, and they are going to be matching wicker baskets that you can actually place things in, which will look super duper cool. So the first thing we're going to do is, as always, crease all of the edges and lines, including the tabs and the small little lines here. Alright, now that we've creased all of the edges, just like the Bunazon box, we are going to take these 2 flaps right here, this one and the one behind, and we are going to place glue on the outside of it. Alright, now that there is glue on both sides, we are going to line it up with this side of the container, and then we are going to press and hold and make sure it stays. Now we are going to repeat the same process on this side, along with gluing down the bottom part of this flap to the side. After that, it is starting to look a little bit more like a box. The last thing that we're going to do is take these little 3 flaps here and put glue on the inside and then fold them over on the inside just to make them a little bit more clean. After you have done that, your little wicker basket is complete. It looks so cute, and this would be so cute under a table or on a coffee table or just to the side of a bedroom. And of course, you can actually use it to store little tiny things. Then all you have to do is make the other one, and then you've got a matching set. Okay, the last but very not least thing that we are going to be assembling is this beautiful guitar. So as I said before, I wasn't able to get it without these color blocks, so I'm going to show you exactly what you are supposed to cut out and such. So anything of this color, this tan color, or this color you are to remove. So you just keep everything intact, including these little wooden pegs, but not the tan color in between them. And then this as well, it's all attached, and this bar and right here. Alright, once it is cut out, it should look just like this. It is all completely attached and one piece, and all of these little teeth-like things have slits in the middle of them. Alright, now what we're going to do is we are going to fold this over like this so that it should look like this, and it's just going to be a crease, so we're going to unfold it again. And then first we're going to start on this side, and what we are going to do is we are going to fold down each one of these pegs. Alright, now that you have folded over these tines, you're going to apply glue to the tops of them. And after you've got a fair amount of glue on it, you are just going to place it underneath the actual picture of the guitar and just line it all up so that the little pegs are underneath it and gluing this rim in place. And you need to follow the curve of the guitar and wrap it all the way around until the handle. Okay, once you have it how you like it and you've let the glue set, you're going to repeat on this side, and this side, along with folding this little bit upwards. Now I would recommend, now that I've glued the first side down, to, before you start the whole thing, fold all of the tines down instead of just doing it section by section. I think that will be a little bit less tedious. Alright, I folded all the tines as well as right here. Now here comes the tedious part, gluing it all together. Alright, once you're finished that, you are pretty much in the clear and everything is pretty easy from there. We are going to put glue on this back handle on all of it, including this little piece sticking out, so just the whole thing. And then what we are going to do is we're going to fold it in place, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Okay, once the back portion has some glue on it, we are going to fold it forward, and then we are going to hold in place these flaps and just like line it up with the rest of the side and just hold it in place until the glue dries. And then we are also going to line up these two handles and make sure that they fit together so that it is double-sided. Alright, all that's left to do is wait for all the glue to dry and then trim up some of the rough edges or exposed white bits. And then you're finished. This is by far one of my favorite props in this edition of Printables. It is a little bit harder to make than all of my other ones, but it is totally worth it in the end. It looks so good. The next printable that I'm going to show you how to assemble is these magazines. This is one of the really simple ones, so let's get into it. All you need to do is take some recycled cardboard and trace the magazine cover a few times on the cardboard. Now, you can't really see it, but after you've traced it, you are going to cut out the pieces. I did trace it about 3 times, and we'll see if I'll need more. Okay, I've cut out all 3. Now, let's see how many I'll need to get the thickness I want of the magazine. What these cardboard cutouts are for is to make it a little bit less paper thin and make it look the thickness of an actual magazine. I think that only 1 layer is good. I mean, magazines are pretty thin. So now what I'm going to do is glue the bad side to the back of the fashion magazine. Then repeat for the 2 other magazines. For a cleaner look, you could color the edges with a permanent marker just so you don't get that brown cardboard showing through. And there you go. You have 3 beautiful magazines to display on your Beanie Boo coffee table. Also included in the printables is an alarm clock, and to assemble that you just use the same method as the magazines, although you can layer it however many times you want to achieve whatever thickness you would like. The finished versions should look something like this. So that is everything you need to know how to assemble. Of course, you can add your own decals and embellishments to any one of these props. They are totally yours to have fun with. Please leave a comment down below and give me suggestions for the next printable edition. I'm not exactly sure when that is coming out, but hopefully sometime kind of soon. You can ask me to do a certain kind of cereal or a item like, I don't know, a desk, or maybe I could even try and do a bed. I don't know, and you can ask for certain Beanie Boos to feature in some of the things, as well as other things to add, like, I don't know, or maybe even personalized things for series and stuff. I would love to hear your requests, and I'll tell you if I'm able to do them when you ask them. Also, if you have any questions about anything, please leave them down below. So before I sign off, I'm going to show you a photo shoot of examples and such, and ways that you could potentially use the props that I provide. So here we go!
I think I finally found myself. I won't be needing no one else. Got me this feeling, got me this high. Think my stars have just aligned. I'm looking down from way above, and it feels so good. Hey, na 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 na. I'm on the top of the world and I love it. I'm on the top of the world, yes I've done it. Living that dream, digging that scene, getting me some of that happy top of the world, and I love it. Hey, put on my wings, these beautiful things. Hey, look at me, I'm flying. Life is good, yeah, life is better. This could be the best day
that is it for this slideshow and this whole entire video. I, again, really hope that this can help any of you guys, and definitely if you have not checked out my first edition of Printables, I again explain a lot more there, so please go check that out as well. So if you would like to download these again, go down to the description, there will be a link that will take you to Dropbox, and then from there you can click the little printer icon or download it yourself and then print it off through your printer and computer. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. And also, of course, you can leave suggestions of things to do in the future that you think you might need or other people might want and such. So I really hope you enjoyed. Have fun exploring all the printables that I have. In the link you'll be able to see all of the things included and such. So yeah, have fun, and I really hope that these are useful. Don't worry, be happy, have an amazing day, and goodbye!